Welcome back to Wittenberg Academy, Latin 2. We are in first year Latin. We are ready for lesson 58. It is on page 108. And it is, once again, one of these lessons where we're going to basically get an entire conjugation, which can seem very intimidating, but remember, you already know the endings. All you're learning is how this conjugation forms the various stems. So take a look at the bottom of page 108. The verb that we're going to be working with is third conjugation, the verb rego. Regere, rexi, rectus. So notice, the second conjugation, like moneo or debeo, its infinitive was debera or monera. Third conjugation, it's regere. That the E and the ERE infinitive ending is short in the third declension, so it's regere. And then it forms an imperfect, or excuse me, kind of its perfect stem is characterized here with the stems that end in G. Its perfect tends to end in X, so rexi. And then rectus, to rule, to guide, to direct. So again here, you just have to learn the principal parts when you learn the verb. So rego, regere, rexi, rectus, to rule, guide, or direct. So on your vocabulary card, the front should say rego, and the back should say rule, guide, direct, and then list the principal parts. Rego, regere, rexi, rectus. Look at the bottom of the page now, present, indicative, active, and passive. Notice again, you know these endings. You know, o, st, mus, tis, und. So you just have to remember that in the third declension, the third conjugation, it's characterized by, the letter I. So rego, regis, regit, regimus, regitus, regent. Think of laudo. Laudo, laudas, laudat. Oh, so the first conjugation is characterized by the letter A, right? Laudo, laudas, laudat. So this is the same, except all the A's in laudo are I's when it comes to rego. So that's all. Similarly with the passive. You know these endings are, ris, tur, more, many, intur. But now you've just got characterized by E's and I's. Regor, regoris, regitur, regimur, regimini, reguntur. The imperfect. The imperfect, again, is formed just like in the first conjugation. You lengthen that connecting vowel, rege, bom, and then your normal endings. Bom, bos, bot, bomus, botus, bont. Same thing in the passive. Rege, instead of lauda, you've got rege, bar, baris, batur, bamur, bomini, bantur. The future. This is where the third conjugation is now different and can be quite confusing. Pay special attention here to the future. The only indication that you are now in the future tense is a change in the connecting vowel. Regam, reges, regit. Regemus, regatus, regent. Why is that so confusing? Well, because in the second person singular, third person singular, first person plural, second person plural, and especially those forms look just like present verbs, present tense verbs of the second conjugation, right? Debeo, debes, right? Debet. So you have to know that rego is a third conjugation verb. Otherwise, when you say reges or reget, you're going to think, now does that mean he rules? If it's second conjugation, it would mean he rules, like monet means he advises. Or does regit mean he will rule? Is it third conjugation? So that's the tricky thing when it comes to third conjugation, is its future. You have to know a verb, you have to know what conjugation it is, you got to learn that as part of the vocabulary, and that especially is true in the future. And then likewise, use this future stem, and it's connected with the E's. And so remember, the future of laudo is laudabo, laudabis, laudabit. Completely different here with the third conjugation. It's formed with just ar, ristur, more, many, intur. Right? So it's not laudabor, laudabit, laudaboris. Right? So you got your endings, ar, ristur, more, many, intur, but you don't have that bo, bi connecting the stem to the ending. Here you just have that characteristic A in the first person singular and E in the rest of the paradigm connecting the stem to the ending. So again, look at the passive, future, second person singular, regeris. So you've got the stem, reg, you've got the connecting vowel, e, and you've got the ris ending. Pay extra time, put in extra time here with the future and really hammer that in. Perfect. Well, now we're back to normal. Now this is easy. We got a stem, rex, and we got our endings. E isti it, imus istis erunt. And likewise with the passive, we use the passive participle, rectus, and then the plural, recti, and we just add sum ss, sumus estis sunt. Pluperfect, we use our perfect stem plus aram, eras, erat, aramus, eratus, erant. Piece of cake, same thing with the passive, piece of cake, rectus and recti with aram, eras, erat. Fine, no problem. Future perfect, again, no problem. Perfect stem, rex with our endings that we always use, ero, eris, erat, aramus, eratus, erant. And likewise with the future perfect passive, the only trick, that third person plural is not recti errant, but recti errant. That you can often confuse people. So pay special attention there. So again, the future active and future passive are the things to really spend extra time with in third conjugation. For the bottom of page 109, 2, the ablative of separation. Words denoting separation or privation, that is the absence of something, take the ablative, with or without a preposition, to complete their meaning, as in, piratae arras donis spoliaverunt. The pirates robbed the altars of their gifts. Okay, that'll be a relatively easy use of the ablative to get used to. Top of page 110. Defendo, defendera, defendi, defensus. Ward off, protect, or defend. So how do you know this is third declension? You know because of how the infinitive is formed. Defendo, defendera. If this had been second conjugation, it would have been defendeo, defendera. But it's not. It's defendo, defendera. Same thing. Dico, dicera. Not dikeo, dikera, like maneo, manera, but dico, dicera, dixi, dictus. To say, tell, or speak. Duco, ducera, duxi, ductus. Lead or bring. Lego, legera, legi, lectus. To pick out or read. Petto, petera, petivi, petitus. To strive for, seek, beg, or ask, as in petition. Tego, tegera, texi, tectus. To cover, hide, or protect. Huerto, huertera, huerti, huersus. To turn. Contra. It's a preposition that takes the accusative, against. Let's do our translation. Sentence 1. Milites magnis iterneribus, that always throws me, iterneribus, Romam petierant, our verb, petierant. What ending is that? That errant ending. We've got, what kind of stem do we have? What's the verb? The verb was petto, petera, petivi, petitus. So this is petierant. Petierant. What kind of ending do we have? It's a perfect. Petierant. petierant. That erant ending, perfect third person plural. So they sought, or they have sought. Who sought? Milites. The soldiers sought, or headed toward, were seeking Rome, magnis itineribus, with great marches. So the soldiers sought Rome, that was their goal, with great marches. They were approaching Rome with long marches. 2. Kaiser cras copias ex montibus altis in campum latum duxerit. Verb duxerit. That's a perfect stem. That X ending of the stem should get me thinking that this is probably a perfect. Erit, that's got that characteristic I in it. Aero, eris, erit, that tells me this is future, future perfect. Caesar will have led. Caesar will have led. Tomorrow, cross, he will have led. Tomorrow, Caesar will have led copias. There's my accusative. Troops, X, montibus altis, from the high mountains, in campum latum, into a flat field. Sentence 3. Omnes magna voce auxilium a Caesare petiverit. Petiverit. All is my nominative. All petiverant. Right? All had asked. All had asked. Right? Clue perfect. All had asked for what? Something in the accusative. Auxilium. Everybody had asked for help. Magna voce, with a great voice. Help a Caesare. Help from Caesar. Everybody had asked for help from Caesar with a loud voice, with a great voice. Sentence 4. Cur Pompei provincia sapiratis summa virtute definisti. That isti ending tells me this is perfect, second person singular. So this is why, Pompey, hast thou defended. Why have you defended, Pompey, the provinces from the pirates with great virtue, with great strength of character? Why have you done this? Okay. Oh, let's look at our the fox and the grapes on the bottom of the page. Fame coacta vulpes uam pendentum vidit. Okay. A fox, vulpes. A fox saw, what did he see? Uam pendentum, a hanging bunch of grapes. Fame coacta, driven on by hunger. Driven on by hunger, a fox looked at a bunch of grapes. Ad quam pervenira volebat, unto which he wished to reach. Sed quotiens se jactavit, but as often as he jumped, attingere non potuit. Attingere non potuit. He was not able to touch. But as often as he jumped, he was not able to touch it. And then we'll get the rest of it evidently in lesson 63. Okay. Lesson 59 is a review, and lesson 60 is simply a written option. So this really brings us to the end of the course, to the end of Latin 2. So you should be able to, this is a very good review here in lesson 59, so I'll do another video because we're kind of approaching our useful limit of about 15 minutes of video. So I'll come back and go through these questions on chapter 59. Well, you've got plenty of stuff to study, all these new endings, and you need to get them clear in your head, especially these new third conjugation endings, especially paying attention to the future active and passive. So hit those hard. You can probably come right back to lesson 59. Let's review some of these terms, and you will then be ready to study for the final exam for Latin 2.